Fear doesn't go away by avoiding it. It fades when we learn to walk through it with courage, wisdom, and trust. In this calming, powerful reflection, a wise man shares his journey and timeless insights on how to face fear and grow through it. Learn how to shift your mindset. Discover the hidden power behind your fears. Reclaim your courage, one step at a time. If this speaks to your soul like the video, share with someone who's struggling and subscribe for more life wisdom every week. There's something that lives quietly in all of us. Sometimes it whispers, other times it roars. It keeps us from taking that first step, from speaking up, from moving forward. That something is fear. But here's the truth that took me years to learn. Fear isn't your enemy, it's your teacher. You see, I used to run from fear. As a younger man, I believed strength meant being fearless. So I buried my fears deep, put on a brave face, and pushed forward, pretending. But no matter how fast I moved, fear was always there, waiting for me in the quiet moments. And that's when I realized, you cannot outrun fear. You can only outgrow it. Let me share a story with you. There was a time I was offered an opportunity, a chance to speak to a room full of people, to share my journey. But my hands trembled, my chest tightened, my mind filled with doubt. What if I mess up? What if they laugh? What if I'm not enough? So I said no, not because I wasn't ready, but because I was afraid. And for years I carried that regret, not because I missed the event, but because I missed the chance to grow. Here's what I've learned since then. Fear is not the signal to stop. It's the signal to pay attention. Fear shows up when something matters, when the next step might change you, when your comfort zone starts to crack. But growth only begins where comfort ends. The moment I chose to face fear, gently, patiently, I found courage wasn't about feeling brave. It was about moving forward, even while afraid. So let's talk about how. How do you overcome fear? Practically, peacefully, powerfully. Here are 5 lessons that shaped my journey. Lesson 1. Name your fear. Fear thrives in the dark, but when you name it, you bring it into the light. Say it aloud. I'm afraid of failing. I'm afraid of being judged. I'm afraid of starting over. There's power in honesty, because when you name it, it starts to lose control over you. Lesson 2. Breathe through it. When fear strikes, your body tenses, your breath shortens, your thoughts race. But the breath brings you back. Deep, steady, mindful breaths. In through the nose, out through the mouth. This isn't just calming, it's reclaiming. You teach your nervous system, I am safe, I am here, I can handle this. Lesson 3, start small, but start. Fear tells you to wait. Wait until you're ready. Wait until it's perfect. Wait until you're not scared anymore. But that moment never comes, and so your dreams collect dust. Instead, take one small action. Not the whole staircase. Just the next step. Write one paragraph. Make one call. Speak up once. Momentum builds courage, and courage silences fear. Lesson 4. Remember the times you've survived. Fear is loud when you forget your strength. But look back, really look. There were moments you thought you'd break, but you didn't. You're still here. That means you're stronger than you think, wiser than you know, braver than you feel. So when fear whispers, you can't, you remind it, I already have. Lesson 5. Speak kindly to yourself. So often, fear is not the problem. It's the way we shame ourselves for having it. We say, what's wrong with me? Why am I like this? I should be stronger. But fear doesn't need your judgment. It needs your compassion. When a child is scared, you don't yell at them. You hold them. You say, it's okay, I'm here. Treat your inner self the same way. Be gentle. Be patient, because healing doesn't happen through pressure. It happens through presence. My friend, fear may never fully disappear, but you'll stop letting it drive the car. You'll stop letting it write your story, because every time you face fear, you reclaim a piece of your power. And eventually, you stop just surviving life, and you start living it. Before we end our time together, I want to share one more story with you. Years ago, I met a man who had dreams of becoming a painter. He was gifted. His sketches looked like whispers from another world, but he never showed them to anyone, not once. One day I asked him, "Why don't you share your gift?" He looked at me and said, "Because once they see it, they can judge it. And if they judge it, maybe they'll see that I was never good enough to begin with." That moment stayed with me. Not because he lacked talent, but because he let fear hold the brush. And how many of us do the same? We silence our dreams before they have the chance to breathe. We bury our voice before anyone can hear it. And so the world misses out, not because we weren't ready, but because we were afraid of being seen. The truth is, fear wants to keep you safe. It's not evil, it's just outdated. It learned to protect you when you were small, when being quiet helped you avoid punishment, when staying invisible helped you survive. But you're not that child anymore. You don't need protection. You need permission. Permission to try, permission to stumble, permission to be seen. Because your life with them is not a rehearsal. There will never be a perfect moment. No sign from the sky, no voice saying, "You are ready now." You must decide you're ready. You must choose to show up anyway. That's where confidence is born. Not from perfection, but from practice. So the next time fear shows up, instead of asking, "What if I fail?" try asking, "What if I fly?" Fear isn't the end of your story. It's just the beginning of a chapter where you stop running and start rising, where you meet yourself on the edge of what's possible and take one small, sacred step forward. And every step you take, you remember, you are not weak for being afraid. You are brave for continuing anyway. Let me leave you with something I hold close, a question I ask myself often when fear begins to rise. If I were not afraid, what would I do? That one question has changed the course of my life more than any advice I've ever been given. It stripped away the noise. It uncovered what I really wanted. And most of all, it reminded me of what I was allowing fear to steal. Because fear is a thief when you let it be. It steals your time. It steals your voice. It steals your moments. But when you pause and ask, "If I were not afraid, what would I do?" you give yourself a window into a life unshackled by fear, a glimpse into your potential, into your freedom. And that is where your real life begins. This stone looks solid, immovable, but if I toss it in the water, watch what happens. He drops the stone. Ripples spread wide and gentle. Just like that, one small action creates a ripple. The fear doesn't vanish, but your courage begins to echo. It touches the next part of your life, and then the mountain, and the next. That's how we overcome fear. Not with grand gestures, but with ripples. Fear doesn't deserve to write the final chapter of your story. You do. So stand where you are. Don't wait to be fearless. Don't wait to feel ready. Instead, breathe. Feel your heart beating. Know that this moment is already proof that you're capable. Because if you've come this far, if you're still here, still listening, still hoping, then that's all the strength you need to begin. You are not your fear. You are the light that moves through it. So step forward, one breath, one choice, one ripple at a time. If this message moved you, give it a like. It helps more people find their way through fear. Share this video with someone who needs it today. Subscribe and join me every week for reflections, wisdom, and real conversations that help you grow from the inside out. Let me know in the comments, what fear are you choosing to face starting today?